This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
First up for the freshmen, we have Maya Scott and Brandy Crawford. Driver is Tamara Jones, who is a teacher at Lorain High School. Next for the sophomore homecoming attendants, we have Mercedes Rivera and Savon Chavis. Driver Inez James. Next for the junior homecoming attendants, we have Sydney Patterson and Cameron Davis. Driver is Francine Wyman, a teacher at Longfellow. Now for the senior homecoming attendants. In the first car, we have Alice Howard and Jeffrey Santana. The driver is Rick Amador. The next senior homecoming attendant car, we have Keandre Davis and Christine Carlson. Driver is Joe Jones. And our final senior homecoming attendant car tonight, Jalen Moon and Angelica Patterson. Driver is Esther Stoutenberg, teacher at Larkmore. The homecoming court will be lapping the field and then coming back, and we'll be announcing the 2017 homecoming king and queen momentarily.
I'll give you some stuff to pass off. She's not even coming. He's on it today. I'm just saying because she said she's gonna give me stuff to pass out. She's gonna talk to Sammy tonight to see if it's the night tomorrow. I'm like, bro, I was talking to Sammy, I was like, bro, she's one of the pep clubs. He's just asking to sign in right there. And I have my other friend, either one. You made a group?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the track for the now presentation. First off, we'd like to welcome back to Lorain High School the 2016 Lorain High King and Queen. The King, Sly Worthy, and the Queen, Jem Garcia, have returned to pass on their crown. So let's give them a warm welcome back to Lorain High. And now let's announce the 2017 Homecoming Queen and King. Your queen, Angelica Patterson. And your 2017 Homecoming King, Keandre Davis. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Keandre Davis and Angelica Patterson, your 2017 King and Queen. And let's have a round of applause for our 2017 Homecoming Court.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths, and I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
Good evening, welcome to George Daniel Field. It's homecoming for the Lorain Heights Titans. 5-1 on the season, playing the Warrensville Heights Tigers 4-2. The Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer, and field man Rick Amador here. And first off, we'd like to offer our congratulations to the homecoming king and queen. That would be King Keandre Davis and Queen Angelica Patterson for the class of 2018 at Lorain High School. And also congratulations to all the class representatives. And a good job by field announcer Steve Cawthon bringing it all to you. Well, Tom, big, two teams 1-0 in the league after both win their openers. Lorain High 37-6 over Cleveland Heights, and last Saturday it was Warrensville 22, Shaw nothing.
Lorain's had their way with Warrensville the last few years, but I watched them on film a couple times, and they're a lot more impressive this year than they have been in the past. So I'm expecting a pretty nice game tonight.
Well, it wasn't too many years ago that they gave up varsity football for a year or two. And they came back kind of with a soft opening, if you will. And last year was their first return to the conference schedule. And now they stand in first place and 4-2 on the year. And it would take a couple of upsets, but being Division IV, they have a realistic shot at the playoffs. Tonight being one of those two, and then also Bedford.
We can't hope for the upset tonight, but we hope the upset comes on later on down the year.
Yes. And as we get set to play, it is a drizzly Friday night in October. We were spoiled the month of September, I think.
As long as the rain holds out, this is going to be a nice soft field to run on.
And for the Titans, who will receive at the south end of the field, 1 Tyshawn Lighty, 21 Zion Cross are the deep men. Warrensville will kick from the north end of the field. It's going to be fun with the yellow numbers on the white uniforms for Warrensville as it gets wet.
Like I said, I watched a film of them. I couldn't see one number on the film. Couldn't see one number.
Kicking will be number 43, Ronzel Clayton. He has the ball on the tee. The referee signals it ready for play, and we are set for action here at the George. Clayton puts toe into ball, end over end, short kick. That's Savon Chavis at the 25, out to the 40, 42, maybe the 43, where the Titans will put it in play.
You know, as many running backs as Titans use on a kickoff, the whole last five people back there can carry the ball and carry it well.
And you need to be, in this day and age where we've gone from automatic kickoff into the end zone versus Canada to, can't get it down the field. So the Titans put it in play at the 42-yard line. Rayshawn Rogers, the center. Alzier and Larson, the guards. Wilson and, is that Larsosa at the far end, are the tackles. Sturgill under center. Nelson and Lighty, Dalen Dower. Dalen Dower straight ahead. Dalen Dower, one man to beat. Dalen Dower down to the 29. Give him 29 yards on the opening play for Lorain. That certainly won't hurt that 9.4 average that he brings into the game. Turn, same play, same result. Straight ahead, Dower to the house. So Dalen Dower, that's 29 yards on that one to go with the 29 yards on the first one. And 58 yards, 2 carries, Lorain on top, 20 seconds into the game.
I don't know who they have at nose man, but that was right up the middle against what should be the strength of Warrensville defense.
Well, and what they have at nose man is the big fella, I believe.
78, Tariq Stewart.
Yes. And the coaches were referring to him as a near 400-pounder all year. Blake Bartlemay, senior, out to attempt the kick. Justin Sturgill, the holder. Isaiah McDowell, the center. Snap back, put down, ball on the way, up, and it's true.
So we have an odd number coming out of Lorain for the first touchdown.
Lorain 7, Warrensville nothing. We've played 20 seconds.
That's a drive, a 2-play drive, 20 seconds, 10 seconds of play.
And, and you figure the kickoff returned in there too, so it didn't take Dalen Dower long. And he is over 800 yards now on the season.
I'm sure team wins are more important than individual records, but that's why they keep individual records in the paper, just to show everybody more fans than are for the kids. But Dalen was number 5 in Lorain County, and I think now that jumps him up because no one had a higher average than he.
Right, and the other thing with Dalen is he was number 5 in Lorain County, but he had at least 20 carries fewer than anyone else in the top 10. I mean, he has been used on defense a lot as well. So, and there are, as you said, so many weapons on this Lorain team. Putting the ball on the tee now for Lorain, number 23, Jermel Nolan. He will kick from the south end. Seems like we just did this about 20 seconds ago.
Last week, Nolan did a great job handling the kicking duties for Jeter, who was unavailable last week.
Yeah, matter of fact, he was putting the ball in. He put one on the 1-inch line, if I remember correctly.
That ball had wedge spin on it. Return sideways. McDowell had a piece, broken tackle there. That is number 8, Dyson Giddens, and he is brought down at about the 25. Negative return yardage as he gave ground trying to get to the return left that they had called. And Isaiah McDowell, first man to make contact, forced him back even farther.
I'm going to set you up a little bit. I think that McDowell is kind of built like a tank.
Yes,
Don't
he
you
is.
think?
That's maybe a good way to go for number 40. Titans start on defense with Big Tone, Antonio Wyatt over the center. McCall and Melendez are the ends. Torres and Cairo Smith, the inside backers. Chavis and Davion Dower, the outside backers. Snap back, fake it. It's going to be the quarterback draw. He runs into his own man, but then bounces off and gets ahead.
And the wide's getting up off him, but I see Smith was down there first.
Cairo was first, yep. Gain is going to be 6, maybe 7 even. Call it 2nd and 4.
No, I think this Warrensville team is a run first, pass second,
yes.
but they do throw the ball.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Offsides on the Titans as the hard count gets the cheap first down. And that's what you like on the road, is to get the ball moving. You don't like starting out down 7-0, but you do like to get at least a first down and get your offense some timing. In single quarterback or in the backfield. There's the quick out bubble screen. Caught and going to have about 8 yards out to the 45.
I think that was Chavis that really slowed him down.
Quarterback Dante Norris, number 7. Tough to get the wide receiver's number over there. It might have been Amon Cawthon, number 82.
There's a 17 as a wide out,
okay,
and 18 as the
Here's
inside
the same
slot.
play this side with the 2 blockers. First down inside the 45, inside the 40, running through hits. The wide receiver, that was Lighty, and Kelvin Torres clean him up. Number 3, Jaleel Patterson, the wide receiver. And
like I said, they can throw the ball.
Rick, looks like they got a little tempo going down there.
Yeah, they're having a lot of tempo here down on offense. They're not asking him to do much. Just get the ball out of his hands quickly, put the athletes in a position to succeed on the wide side of the field. That's a key play there for them to pick up that first down there.
Patterson hobbles off. Late getting on is the substitution. Quarterback in 5 wides. And those are just like running plays. What he's doing is just getting it outside of our big, strong defensive lineman. He's going to keep it. Quarterback draw. Spinning off. Davion Dower with it as he hits the 30.
A host of his friends.
But 6-yard gain on first down for Norris.
And what they're doing, guys, is they're pulling number 78 from his tackle position to lead the way for the quarterback on those draws.
Yes. The first time he did that, he ran into big 78, who is Tariq Stewart. And as I said, the Lorain coaches referred to him all week as a near 400-pounder. Norris, snap, quarterback draw again behind Stewart, down to the 28.
There's that combination of Smith and Wyatt again.
Yep.
Well, guys, a better job of that, reading that play. Cairo Smith did a good job shedding the would-be blocker to make that tackle.
So here's the third and real short is where you got to watch those inside slots now. You got to tighten up a little bit on them because that's going to be that long
bunch
running.
Formation to the far side. Safety back to the 5-yard line, looking to throw. No place to go. Chased by McCall. Forced him outside wide. Zion cross from his cornerback slot. Zion came up and took away the bubble screen.
That's what he was. That was his job.
Yep.
And it stayed there for contain.
And it just did a great job, getting around Dyson Giddens, the wide receiver, for a loss of about 5. It's going to bring up 4th and 8.
And, guys, we often hear week in and week out, do your 111th. Even though McCall didn't make the play, Zion did his 111th, was there to make the stop.
Yep. Running back for the first time for Warrensville now. 3 receivers near side, single to the far side. Straight back, it's personal protector. He wants it all. He's going after Zion. Incomplete, ball out of bounds, and it'll be Titans on downs. Good coverage by Cross down there, 1-on-1. Of course, 1-on-1 on a fly pattern against Zion Cross.
Means you're a step behind.
Yeah, it means you're not going to be first. And so the Titans defense stiffens once the Tigers get to the 30-yard line, and they turn them over at the 34. 1st and 10 for Lorain. Lorain had the ball for 2 plays following the opening kickoff. There was a 29-yard run by Dalen Dower, followed by a 29-yard run by Dalen Dower. Sturgill, the quarterback. Tyshawn Nelson, the fullback. Dower 7 yards behind. Turn. Same play. Dower straight ahead. Breaks a few tackles. He's only got 11 this time. That's going to hurt the average, Tom.
Hey, but they all add up.
Just across the 45.
If we get a chance to look at that replay, look at the emergence and the blocking of Nelson. He's amazing.
Yeah, and they're going right at the big fella. That's Nelson on the fake, and then Dower's got a man to beat to the outside. Dower to the 35, flips over, almost was able to put a hand down and keep his balance. We almost had the play of the year. Down to the 31, though, for Dower. That's a gain of 24. And a whistle, timeout, Warrensville.
I think they have to sit over there and talk about how they're going to shut down
Dalen
Dower.
What's happening is, Tariq Stewart, who's going both ways at probably 6'5", 375,
okay.
Let's call him. That's a nice neighborhood. And he is lined up right across from Rashawn Rogers. And they're just kind of screening him out and running off that guard.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do with a big man.
Yeah. And he's not I was watching the offensive line drills earlier in the week, and they were explaining he's not going to turn and make a play. He's not mobile. And that's exactly what they're exploiting is the lack of side-to-side movement by Tariq Stewart.
Back in our days, I always liked big offensive linemen, quick defensive linemen.
Well, and with this spread stuff, I mean, it's almost quick everywhere beats big. That's the success of Isaiah McDowell on the defensive line. Sturgill, Dower. Dalen Dower into the secondary again, bounces it to the outside, loses his footing, now regains it. Going to be bounced out at about the 12-yard line. Give him 19 there. Tom, he's over 100, isn't he?
He's well over 100. He's well over 100. He is actually 5 carries for 112 yards.
Wow.
Video game numbers, guys.
Yeah. 22 yards a carry.
What button do you hit to get that spin out there that he just hit? I don't know.
Circle.
We haven't played a half a quarter. There's the pitch again. Dower's going to get in the end zone. Dalen Dower to the pylon. Touchdown. Dalen Dower to the house for the second time tonight. This one from 13 yards out.
And if there was anything such thing as a hockey assist in football, Davion Dower gets the hockey assist there because he was running right behind the coattails of his bigger brother for 6.
Yeah.
So Dower with 2 scores in the first 6 minutes. First 5 minutes, excuse me. And the Titans with another drive of over 60 yards very quickly. Bartlett a kick, 13-0, looking for 14. McDowell the snapper, Sturgill the holder. Whistle, flag, offsides Warrensville. Now this does nobody any good to take this penalty.
No, that extra yard and a half they're going to get by moving it up is not going to affect the kick at all.
This would be one of those you wish you could take on the kickoff.
I've seen that. They do that in the NFL.
In the NFL, yes.
Exactly. It surprised me.
Of course, in the NFL, the kickoff doesn't matter anyhow. 5 yards, it puts it in the first row. Bartlett a little bit closer, inside the 10 now at the 8.5. Snap back, better snap, good spot, good kick.
Good hole, yep.
Bart, 2 for 2. Back on the even number, though, Tom. Nobody will know it. 14 for Lorain, nothing for Warrensville. 7:23 to go first quarter. And it's a happy homecoming thus far for the Titans.
6 carries, 125.
That is good running.
Yeah.
Almost 21 yards a carry.
And 2 of them actually were set up by a real nice option read by Sturgill.
Yes, and good.
Yeah.
The Titans all year have had good inside fakes on that option.
Well, I think since Tyshawn Nelson has been a fullback, and now they're getting, that inside handoff is very important for the timing. And, you keep fooling around with different fullbacks. The quarterback got to learn what that fullback's going to do.
And, I mean, if you go back as far as the Elyria game, when Mikey Harrell had almost 100 yards from that position before hurting his shoulder, I mean, the timing's just gotten better and better. Nolan will kick from south to north. Jamel puts it on the ground, hits a man at the 35, bounces back inside the 20 where it's picked up. Circling the wagons, under pressure now. It's going to be tackled there inside the 20. Joe Holteam on the tackle for Lorain. And Warrensville will take over at the 18-yard line.
You got to like 8 hats around the ball on a kickoff return.
A lot of times that bouncing around ruins the lanes that everyone should stay into, and that's when sometimes you get the big return.
Well, and also the bouncing around down that far takes longer than it does to go in the air.
Exactly.
Cornerback on the near side. There's a snap back, option look, pitch. Oh,
well, what a tackle.
That was Cairo Smith coming from his middle linebacker spot.
Young Makai Curry out there causing a little interference so that Cairo Smith could come in and lay the stick. Check it out.
Yeah, very nice job staying wide by Curry. Forces it out, and Cairo just comes over, and Cairo almost does a handstand.
Well,
after
the difference with their option, they don't have anyone coming up the middle to hold that linebacker, gets him free reign.
A little bit of a high snap. There's the inside belly fake quarterback with the ball. That's Norris. Norris off to the races. Nelson or Lighty with an angle takes him down just inside the 40, but a big gain.
They do have athletes.
Yes, it's going to be about a 34-yard gain.
Typical LEL team.
Yes. Spot it right at the 40. And it was the fake that held everybody that time that you were talking about wasn't there on the option look. That time he rode the back into the hole. Big run for Dante Norris. 3 receivers to the near side. Give nowhere. Thrown to the ground by Mr. Melendez.
So you have to give that give, even though you lost 2 yards. That sets up, that the counter option.
Yes. In the backfield, number 9, Jerome Lee, is the running back when they use one. He's back there now with Giddens. Giddens comes up as if he's going to go under center. Now just sets him down and backs up. 3 receivers near side, single to the far side. Straight back. There's the fake, and Giddens keeps it ahead for about 5.
He just followed him through the hole, which is a good way to do it because now he becomes a lead blocker.
Right. And they didn't pull the big tackle that time.
No, but look at this. The right tackle is not quite as big as the left tackle, but he's a good-sized tackle over here. I don't know his name, number 50.
They didn't give us heights and weights, but they do have good size along the front. 5:39 to go first quarter, 3rd and 8 at the 39 of Lorain. Warrensville drove down to the 30 the first time they had the ball and turned it over on downs. Back to passes is Norris. Norris in trouble now, going to bring it down and run. I saw McCall, number 8 there.
You know what set that up is Melendez came in there clean and set up all the timing, forced him wide.
That was a coverage sack right there,
yes,
guys.
It was.
The secondary did a great job reading their keys, staying with their man so that the front 4 can make that play.
So 4th and 7. We've been here once before. Just about the same spot, and the Titans held. 4:50 to go first quarter.
You see, you're covering this trips over here a little differently. They have 2 guys short and only 1 guy
There's
deep.
There's the slant. It's going to be picked. Uh-oh, this is Lighty. Uh-oh. Tyshawn Lighty is going to go 85 yards to the house.
Yeah.
That boy is big time, guys.
Personal records. Lighty was in second place for interceptions. Now he's tied for first. No one has more touchdowns on the short number of receptions he has. What an athlete he is.
And there wasn't much doubt when he caught that he was going to go all the way. I mean, it opened up. No lineman is going to catch him, number 1. So that here it is. He catches it at the at the 21. So let's make it 79 rather than 85. But if he's even, he's leaving too.
Well, it was Dakota Mincy that I was talking about because it was Dakota threw the block for him out here.
I'm going to correct myself. That's Jermel Nolan that's now the holder for Bartlemy. He's done a great job the first 2. Here's the third one down That one is low, but sneaks it over.
Yep.
3 for 3 for Blake. And it's 21 Lorain. Warrensville nothing. And that's one way to hold Lighty's carries down, to score on defense.
Yeah, I was mixing Lighty up with Dakota has all the interceptions on the team.
Yeah, this is Tyshawn, who's taken a few to the house via the reception. In fact, he was near the top of the scoring leaders, and certainly he's got 15 receptions. There's a big pass rush. Quarterback was hit from behind. Not sure if that was Melendez or Chavis, but you can see the quarterback in a puddle as Nelson or Lighty went by. Then he stops for a little high five at the 5-yard line from his buddy. That was save on the high five, so that must have been the defensive end on the pressure. Well, the busiest man in the house, Jermel Nolan, going to kick off for the 4th time. On the ground and away. Picked up at the 25 cleanly this time, bringing it ahead to about the 38 or 39. And that, the difference, that time it didn't bounce.
No, it just stayed on the ground.
Skidded, and it was easier to pick up. So Warrensville will put it in play at the 38, their best field position of the evening, but they're now down 3 scores at 21-0. Man, that's a happy group of Titans on the bench.
Yeah, and Aaron, the tank is there in nose man, so they're giving Antonio a little.
Tone's getting a rest.
Little rest.
It's McCall on the far side. He's the one that had the quarterback pressure the last play. Norris gets the snap, gives it straight ahead to Lee. Lee breaks the line, but not much more. Give him 2 to the 40.
Chavis was the first, and wealth of rest of the Titans helped him.
Well, his buddy Cairo was there as well. And from the opposite side, Melendez ran it down. So make it 2nd and 8, 3:58, and the clock ticking in the first quarter. In the don't know what hit you department, that's where Warrensville is right now. Snap back, same play, other side, up the middle more.
Oh, he ran into his own.
He ran into Kelvin Torres.
He ran into somebody.
He ran into. He made a jump cut in the hole, and Kelvin said, "Hi, how are you?" Gain of about a yard, but he paid for it.
And, guys, coming into the season, we really didn't know what we were going to have with Kelvin Torres, who was a down lineman, and Cairo Smith, who was a transfer, and they are thumpers. I had a chance to talk to Cairo, and he says he can tell by the 4th quarter how teams just kind of tap out, for lack of better words.
What's the number on the quarterback now? Did we get a switch back there?
We did. Looks like number 1. Or 4, I'm sorry.
Number 4, Byers completes a pass down across the 50.
Just over the outstretched hands of Dower.
Yes. That's Tavon Irvin, number 17, on the catch.
Who do we have out here, number 22 at left
That's
corner?
Mecky Curry.
Okay. Grade-wise on him, is he a sophomore?
Rick Curry's a junior, correct? I don't think he can hear us, or we can't hear him.
Guys, I had him as a sophomore.
Okay, very good. You know better than I. Give nowhere. See, they're just having problems putting plays together.
When we look at this replay, guys, you're going to see that young man saying, "Mama, there goes that tank again," number 40.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It is, Aaron McDowell is so hard to find.
He went right underneath the block.
There are
in the backfield.
There are only 3 things that the Titans ask their nose man to do. It's right, left, and thump.
Yeah.
and he doesn't get to thump too much because he's so quick that he's always going to have a gap. There's a whistle. I don't know what this is. If it's a sideline warning on Lorain is what it is.
And guys, if we could follow up that about McDowell, is the fact that Coach Grooms and Coach Wilt love the fact that they have that change of pace guy.
Right.
You're getting beat up with Wyatt, who beat you up in a phone booth, and then you got this guy that's too fast you can't even hit him. It's a task for the opposing center guard combos of each squad on a week in and week out.
You know, Coach Groom said to me this week, he said, we haven't been real consistent on defense, but we got 8 guys coming back next year. Snap back, stepping back is Byers. Byers wants to throw, chased by Melendez. Melendez is going to get him all the way back inside the 35. Kelvin Torres was there as well. That's a huge...
The 25-yard loss.
Yes. So it would have been 3rd and 7 had he been able to throw it away. But with it spotted back at the 36, they now need the 32. So it's 3rd and 32.
It looked like an old jailhouse break there.
Oh, my goodness. And that's your backup quarterback just kind of panicking a little bit instead of getting rid of it.
This is a little different. They got 4 receivers on the left side. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The tackle.
That's Byers. Byers has got a man on an out who had it hit him in a bad spot. That was McQueen. And it's 4th and 36.
The big tackle was playing so far back, I thought he was a wing.
Well, there's a lot of him. So the Titans defense holds, and we'll see actually the first punt of the game.
No, they've only ran 6 offensive plays.
Yeah,
Lorain.
Yeah. 21 points on 6 plays. Very efficient, fellas. This is Mincy deep. Lighty is the up man. Whistle, and the official is going to fix the punter's wardrobe. That's a good full-service official.
Yeah. We've had officials in the past that
would whistle you out.
Yeah, would make them out.
And all it was the jersey was up from the pad covering the lumbar region. Allows Warrensville to get an 11th player on. Interesting how short the personal protector is here. Lorain's come close. They didn't try to get that, other than Davion Dower, who blasts the punter. Now, get away from it, because that's not going to be a first down.
No, that's a 15-yard penalty, not automatic.
Right. 5-yard penalty.
Running into the kicker.
Yep. Yeah, he definitely didn't hit a leg, which is what you look for on the roughing. He was pushed just enough wide to catch the right arm and shoulder. Now, they're not going to want to exist with a 5-yard punt, which is what that would have been. So they're going to move the stick up to what should be.
Actually, he might even have been pushed into him just a little bit by 13.
No harm, no foul here, other than the fact that the punt, the result was not a good one for Warrensville. So, okay, the box had already moved. The ball was on the 36, so it should come to the 41. But because the box moved, it's already at the 40, which is where they put the ball. All of that will not matter in a moment. That's a short 12-yard set on the punter as well. Better snap. Looking for a return. Mincy lets it hit a couple times and now just gets out of the way. The old poison call as the ball rolls dead at the 16. That's one way to get your runners more yardage. Let the ball bounce.
All right. You know, I hate to criticize anybody, but one fault I found, they don't cover the punts, and they lose the yards. You don't run up there and fair catch it, but you also don't fumble the punts either.
That is the other thing. And that low punt is a great weapon against a single back man.
Exactly. And there's no one to block for him.
Right. Now, Titans on offense. Rogers, Alzier, and Larson the guards. Larsosa and Wilson the tackles. Sturgill under center. Nelson and Dower behind him. 48 seconds to go first quarter. Dower with the pitch. Dower breaks one tackle. Dower gets out near the 25 at the 24. They hold him to 8.
That might be his shortest run of the night. It is.
Yeah. Clock running with 27 seconds left, 2nd and 2. Turn, give straight ahead. Nelson. Nelson out maybe to the 25. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, I believe. Well, maybe not now, as the big fella is down for the count here for Warrensville. I can't get a number, but I got a silhouette, so I have a feeling that's Tariq Stewart, right, Rick?
That's exactly who it is, guys. And I was really focusing in on the line play there. And actually, it's number 72. I apologize for that. Forrester Sharp.
Okay.
But, Rashawn Rogers is not getting any help at the point of attack. And one thing about Rashawn, he is a load. If you look at him, stand next to him, he's a solid, about 6 foot in cleats and just a solid young man, great with his hands. And, Coach, I don't know if he wrestles or not, does he?
No.
I don't think so.
He's a baseball player.
Is he?
Yeah, he told me he played baseball all summer. Didn't really even hit the weights like he wanted to, but he told me in the offseason. But I was just wondering, with his low center of gravity, if he was a wrestler.
I'll tell you one thing about, he's 6'1", 236 is what they list him at in the program. And he has been the unsung hero of this team for 2 years. Now, we're going to take a break for the first quarter here as the Titans are changing ends of the field. I think once the injured players off the field, they'll wind the clock and let the thing run out. So we're going to say that at the end of one, it's Lorain 21, Warrensville nothing. Back with more after this.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Back here at George Daniel, Lorain 21, Warrensville nothing. It's 3rd and about a half a yard to start the second quarter. Lorain 21 points on 8 plays from scrimmage. Turn, Dower, excuse me. Now he got not much there, but it's going to be enough for the first down. Give him a yard, which now makes him 8 for 134 on the evening, which is, as Rick says, video game stuff.
Do you see them how they were creeping up and creeping up? They loaded up the box. They had 8 in that box.
Now there's a man in the secondary for Warrensville down, and he's in some pain. And this is obviously a non-contact injury.
I think he's holding his ankle.
It looked like he was grabbing his right leg. I certainly hope this is a cramp. So we're going to take another break here while they tend to him. Rick, is Sly down there anywhere?
You know what, Jay, he is, and I had a chance to catch up with Sly Worthy and Solomon Villarreal, and they said in the third quarter after they're done mingling, they would like to talk to us. Maybe we'll get them on camera a little bit.
Sly Worthy, last year's homecoming king, here to put the crown on Keandre Davis and his running mate on the offensive line, Solomon Villarreal, both back from college at Ohio State to take in tonight's action.
And, guys, I did make one request with Sly before he agreed to do this, that he cannot take the mic from me.
Yeah, because we have a game to do.
Exactly, because if anybody knows Sly,
he's a talker,
loves to chat.
You know what would be fun?
What's that?
A debate between Sly and special teams coach Henry Patterson.
That would be interesting. But you know who's emerging as an extreme extrovert on this squad is Antonio Wyatt.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He can dance. He can dunk a basketball from 2 feet, and he loves to chat.
Yes. And, he's so happy all the time. So 1st and 10 for Lorain. Injured player been replaced. Sturgill under center.
Hey, they're loaded the box again.
Yep. Sturgill's going to keep it on a rollout. He's going to throw it to Nelson. Nelson's going to have a first down out across the 40.
That looks like about 13 yards.
Love
14.
Love that play call, guys, because it's another thing that teams that are scouting us have to consider week in and week out.
Back of the ball spotted right at the 40, 1st and 10, Tyshawn Nelson. Those are the first 2 plays that Dower hasn't had the ball tonight. Sturgill barks it out, turns, gives straight ahead. This is Dower. Dower breaks to the linebacker, get about 4. Nice tackle that time. Number 14, Nicholas McGee, up from his linebacker position to make the hit, gain of about 4. Okay, adjustment. Dower's kind of favoring that left shoulder that's been bothering him since the Garfield game.
And his replacement is Mincy who replaced him for the Garfield game and did a nice job.
Yep. It's just a little bit of a stinger is the way Tracy Menges has described it to me. 2nd and 6, Sturgill keeps it. Justin being Justin gets ahead for the first down across the 50. So going to give him 7. Somebody lose a helmet? Okay. Officials timeout. There is some. Oh, Justin's got to tie his shoe is what they're letting him do. He's going to say the line is huddled around him like there might be some concern as he's bent over, and then I could see his hands down tying his shoes.
And now they're going to wind the clock.
Wind it. 10:40 to go, second quarter. 1st and 10 for Lorain, just over the 50. They've scored on their first 2 possessions as well as a defensive touchdown. Turn. Mincy. Mincy back to the line, no more. Maybe even a loss.
Guys, I had my mic opened up, and you didn't hear. I don't know if you were able to hear Coach Mack, but he was saying backside. There was some leakage on the backside of that run. Who was able to make that play?
Stack formation to the near side here. That's Nolan with Cross behind him. There's Zion. Bubble screens. Got it. Makes a move behind Jermel. Spin move down to the 40. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Maybe 2 lengths of the football short of the first down. Dower back for Mincy. 3rd and 1. Good time for that pitch to the wide side. Turn. It's given straight ahead. Instead, he tried to bounce it outside. He's going to get the first down to the 39.
Is that Dower back in again?
That's Dower. And they figured out, I think, the inside play, how they're defending that now. They've done a better job this possession than they did the first 2. So they move the sticks with 9:32 to go in the half. Place the ball down just this side of the center of the field. Nelson in front of Lighty. Crossing the slot, Nolan out here. Davion Dower to the top. Sturgill looks over the defense. He's got bump and run up top. Turn, toss, sweep to the short side. Davion cuts it up behind Nelson. Tripped up as he crosses the 35. You know, there's no tiptoe involved in Davion Dower. He runs every play.
Full speed, north and south. Someone was laying on the ground, just reached up, and we were seeing a replay. Someone was laying on the ground and tripped him up.
Yeah, because quite honestly, I thought this was going to go a little farther than it did. 2nd and about 4 after the 6-yard gain. Gives straight ahead. He bobbled that and lost it. Never had the handoff, and it's going to be a turnover. Sturgill and Dower miscommunicate on the handoff, and Warrensville recovers at the 37, halting the Titan drive.
If there's one little bugaboo so far for the season for Dower, has been ball security. Now, that one may not be his fault, but he loves to hold that ball with one hand.
Yeah, no, this one was just up high. And I think it hit the top hand of that pocket rather than getting in there, and he was never able to get a hold of it. Might even have gotten to a pad.
Now that got to give Warrensville a little bit of
hope, a little bit
of momentum. They had a nice little
Mostly
defensive
they need
series
points.
there. Yeah.
It's 21-0. Lorain gives straight ahead. This is Malik McCall in the backfield. He held up Jerome Lee long enough for Cairo Smith to come and clean it up, but that's just how you coach the defensive end. Get in 3 yards and turn, and look what I found.
Yeah. Don't go so far upfield that they're going to go inside you, stop them, and let the linebacker make all the tackles.
And you know what? That is what they were coaching against the big kid, was actually, if you had to, go farther upfield and then come back, because he's not going to turn with you.
He can't, not fast enough to get back there.
So that's executed perfectly for what Coach Grooms had him doing this week. Straight back, pass wide open into the open field. Lighty holds up Javion Williams.
Cairo making a tackle.
Cairo comes back from his linebacker spot, but 20 yards.
I think they
In
had
fact, 25 yards.
Because Cross went up to cover the flats.
Right.
No one, safety, a little miscommunication in the coverage. That's all that was.
Yep, blown coverage there, guys.
And that's that zone that they've had trouble with, is that I don't want to call it a slant, but it wasn't much more than that, a short post, maybe skinny post. Straight ahead give, that opens up that hole. This is D'Angelo Bell, and he's down inside the 25. And now, Tom, your momentum is coming home.
Well, it was the stop on defense that, ignites your offense a little bit.
Right.
It's a team sport, and everything bounces back and forth between, all the players on the field.
So 1st and 10 at the 23 for Warrensville. This is the backup quarterback, Devin Byers. Dante Norris, the starting quarterback, got smacked on an interception and hasn't returned. Byers into the hole. That's Kelvin Torres and Antonio Wyatt.
Yeah.
Big Tone.
He's a little bit high on the thing, and then Big Tone does his job.
Finished him off. So it's going to be maybe a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. I guess they spot it at the 22. 6:50 to go in the half, clock running. Lorain up 21.
And, guys, D'Angelo Bell, after that tackle by Wyatt, is having to limp off the field.
I was going to say he got a little hitch in his get-along as he goes off there.
Did you see what they had to do? They brought the big man into left guard to block Wyatt.
Okay. There's the look. There's the pass on the slant. Kelvin Torres got a hand on that in the slant zone. Cross was there on the coverage, but Kelvin got a good drop underneath and was able to get his right hand on the ball just enough to knock it away.
And, guys, we get to see the emergence of both Torres again and Smith. In weeks 1 and 2, they don't make that play.
No, you're exactly right.
Remember, we always said it was the linebacker getting their
drop,
jobs done. Now they're doing a much better job.
3rd and 9. Byers, snap back, wants to throw, got a man behind. Oh, they're going to call pass interference. I'm not sure why. The ball was, the uncatchable rule doesn't apply in high school. The pass was intended for Williams, number 12. He and Cross were tangled up. It's going to be holding. That might be a better call.
Sion Cross got a little excited. He thought the homecoming dance was tonight.
Yeah.
Looked like they were doing
Hold
that little
me close.
doing that little two-step over there.
So that penalty will take the ball. Now, I'm not sure why they would call it holding and then make it spot of the foul. So they're going to go back now.
They're going to discuss,
walk.
Yeah,
it's holding, fellas. You got to walk that one off.
Which is not an automatic first down.
Right.
Half the distance.
Well, it's going to be 10 yards. It's going to put it at the 14 instead of the 13. It's going to be, instead of 3rd and 9, it's going to be 3rd and short.
They're giving them a first down, guys. They want to
Are
move
they?
sticks.
It shouldn't be automatic. No.
Well, they're
because of the spot.
They're debating. Okay. Now they're going to call timeout and bring the chains in. The side judge, the referee in the white hat signaled first down. The side judge, who had the best look standing at the stick, he didn't move.
No.
In fact, he might have even stepped back and put a foot on the chain.
Just so they didn't move.
Yeah. So he grabs the clip at the 20, and they'll bring it out. 6:23 to go. Now we're going to have to do some moving of the pile here to get the sticks all the way across to where the ball is on the near side hash. The Warrensville huddle is going to have to get out of the way. And this ball's closer to the 13 than the 14, isn't it? So I think it is going to be a first down now that I can see where it's spotted. You've only got to get it to the pole, and they did. 1st and 10, Warrensville at the 13. 6:23 to go, and quite honestly, this is the first serious threat they've made toward scoring. Although with the speed and athletes they have, they can score from anywhere. In the backfield, Aaron Ball, number 5, next to Byers. Snap. He gets the handoff, spins off a tackle, ball loose, off a foot of a Titan.
The Blue
had a touchdown. Yeah. Okay, now it's going nuts in there, and I can't see what it is. That's McCall at the bottom of the pile.
Well, guys, what happened is Antonio White completely blew up that play. He was the start of it. He caused the scrum in the middle of the formation, but you'll take a look at this.
Yes, he did. And then crashing in from the defensive end was Melendez, and Dower makes the tackle, and the ball goes off a foot, but it was down by contact. I will go along with that. Now, I'm looking for the penalty. It was 2 Titans laying there. So the official picks up the flag.
Did he wave it off?
Dead ball. Personal foul against Lorain. That's real. Dead ball, personal foul. It's dead ball both ways. And that's one way to do it, but it looked to me like it was Wyatt and McCall.
Now they put the big man back out to left tackle. I'm looking for a pass play this time rather than to run up the middle.
Well, and they took the tight end and split him out farther. Byers calls for it, steps back, wants to throw, looking. I don't know if that was going to be a screen pass or not.
Well, the tank kind of eliminated him, but I don't think it was roughing. But it,
well,
the momentum takes you into him.
Now they're talking about it. There's the grounding flag. Is he threw that into the middle of his offensive lineman.
And guys, if you've noticed, since Devin Byers has checked into the game, that quarterback run is not part of his game. His left ankle is heavily taped, so that's why he's not getting a lot of movement out of the pocket.
Well, he's even limping a little bit at times. So now the penalty takes the ball back to the 30. It's 5 yards from where he spiked it. So now they've got to get to the 3 for a first down. So that takes a loss of down with it. So it's 3rd and 27. Now, the 2 bugaboos are the 3rd and long and the end of the half for the Titan defense. This is a big play for their confidence in those situations. Byers is in the backfield. He's got a personal protector back there. That's one of the things they're trying to do and he throws a quick out. It's complete, but Lighty was there to cover Ronzell Clayton, who had to go to the ground. So on 3rd and 27, they pick up 2, and it's 4th and 25.
No.
Oh, maybe that was.
Remember the loss of down.
The loss of down did not show up on the box. Okay.
You know what they're doing is Antonio, playing nose man, is allowed to go into either A gap, probably on his own.
Well, and that's his only 2 options.
And they moved the big boy to left guard to take care of him. He's just going over the other A gap.
Yes. So the Titans come out on offense with 5:50 to go in the half. Scoring on their first 2 possessions and turning it over on the last one. Sturgill with Nelson and Lighty behind him. Nolan to the near side. 2 to the far side. Can't read numbers out there. Straight back Justin. Justin wants Nolan. Just threw it too wide. Incomplete. That is Jordan Jackson out there, number 5. And number 82, Elias Lopez. As some of the second unit guys getting some reps. Now Lighty goes in out to the far side. Dower comes back. The defensive guys got a blow and they're back on the field. Dower to the outside. Lighty inside of him now. Fully loaded gun.
It's the first time Nelson's been back there with him.
Sturgill wants it. Got a man over the middle. It's Lighty. Breaks one tackle. Makes a move down to the 47. Tyshawn Lighty.
That's 23.
So give him, they're going to spot it at the 48 officially. But that moves the sticks in the first down with 5:37 to go, clock running. Back to the I formation for Lorain. They're bump and run on Nolan down here with no safety on this, and now they back out of it.
But they left the bubble screen wide open.
Yeah. Sturgill. Nolan, pass too wide for him, incomplete. Would have been a short gain as they tried the back shoulder look, and he just got too far behind him.
Guys, you remember when that ball used to be called thrown behind the receiver?
Yes.
Rather than back shoulder.
Now it's all sexy, like back shoulder throw.
Yeah, now it's on purpose.
Exactly.
Sturgill, toss to Dower. Davion into the hole. Davion's got 10. They've got his shirt. He breaks a couple tackles, hits the spin move. He's down inside the 30 to the 27. Give him 21 on that one, putting him over 150. He's having all kinds of equipment issues. His shoulder pads came undone. His jersey was pulled all kinds of different ways there, and he came out just to get his pads adjusted. So that puts Savon Chavis now in at tailback. Just another sophomore.
Yeah.
Sturgill, straight back. He's got Lighty, who gets bumped a little back and forth, no call.
You know what's amazing with this? How they can just plug in almost anybody at the different positions. So during practice, everyone runs fullback, everyone runs tailback.
Well, you know, kind of fun, Dower back in, but this year in the scrimmages, Savon had a medical issue and missed a couple of scrimmages. They didn't get to see him till the last scrimmage, but they were kind of thinking that he was going to be their number one ball handler.
I would see why with the brother that he had.
Yeah, straight ahead. Nelson, not much. Maybe a yard.
Guys, Tariq Stewart did a great job breaking up that play for the Warrensville Tigers.
Yes, he did. And you know, that's one of those things in the option. There's two reasons you give the up back the ball. One of them is to keep the defense honest, and the other one is to keep the fullback blocking. And now what do you do now? You've got Lighty and Dower next to Sturgill. Oh, and you've got the state 100-meter champion in the slot. Almost intercepted. Dower got sent to the ground one way or another. We'll see it maybe on the thing. He was calling for a flag, but when he went down, the man behind him had a shot at an interception and lost it as he came to the ground. So we are 4th and 9. Timeout, Lorain. Now, you may ask, as well as they've been running the ball, why do they go to the pass?
Well, you got to open up, because if you looked at their Dalen's running, for a while there, they were boxing him in. So now you got to get him to spread back out again, and that will open up the lanes, which he had a 21-yard run. Yeah, everything works in combinations. You have to run before you can pass. You have to pass to open up the run.
It's very funny because one of the reasons for the success, I call it the LEL defense, which is we're going to put more guys up there than you can block. And that sprung Dalen on the first couple series. But there was no safety. Everybody was in the box. He hit the second level, and he was basically off to the races. And so, they corrected that. Now you get some passing in, you get some work on it, you get it on film for other teams.
And on the bench on the other side of the field over there, now they're worrying now.
Yeah, now they've got to figure.
How can we cover everything?
Oh, yeah, by the way, the guy that won the state 100, and, Tyshawn Lighty, who's got 7 receiving touchdowns and 15 catches, are out on one side. Now they're on the opposite. Zion over here all by himself. Let's see if they back off the bump and run. Snap back. Sturgill on 4th down, needs 9. Throws an out. There's a flag as Lighty tries to go up for the ball.
That's got to be the interference?
It's going to be interference, and it's going to be 1st and 10. We just don't know which way.
Yeah. Who are they going to call it on?
I think it's on Lighty, guys.
You got a better view.
Pass interference,
yeah.
Lorain.
Yeah, you're right.
Lighty just tried to get over the top. Now that'll be declined.
Great concept there with that wheel route where the inside receiver kind of goes to the outside, out and up. But, he did the right thing, guys, because otherwise that was going to get picked.
Good response by the Warrensville defense there to be ready for that. You'll see it. Lighty comes from the inside position, and the ball might have been underthrown a bit. It was thrown to the inside rather than the outside, or I think Tyshawn might have had a better chance at that. 4:11 to go now in the half. Lorain turns it over on downs. So 1st and 10 for Warrensville. Dante Norris is the quarterback. They're looking for a play from the sideline. They've got 3 receivers to the far side, single out near side with cross on him. Snap back, fake, slant, dropped.
I see White's on the ground.
Yeah. Big Tone on the ground. 43, Ronzell Clayton unable to hang on. Tracy Menz is out to take a look. Not sure they haven't. Now he's sitting up with the helmet off.
And kneeling up, yeah.
Yeah, he's up.
Guys, I'm not a doctor, but I think he got hit in the jejunum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kicked him in the ding-ding.
You know how I kind of knew that? The referee was leaning over him and smiling and laughing. So
Tone did not dance coming off the field.
No, he's not.
But it's good to see that he's going to be okay.
Exactly.
So the situation is 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. Not a good drop into the slant zone there, and they had an open look. Trips to the far side, same formation. Lighty is deep, 20 yards at safety. Now backing off also. There's a fake, pulls it out, throws an out pattern intended.
Almost.
Off a receiver's hand. Mincy closing fast and didn't see the ball, saw the man, or he would have been in the end zone.
Almost.
But you know what? This tells you a lot about Antonio Wyatt. He's back.
Yeah.
Wyatt's up front on the nose. McDowell to the near side. Melendez to the far side. And they do have the big fella at guard on the near side, so I'm assuming that Tone's going to go to the wide side. He just went straight up and pushed his way through. Chavis got a hand up. This is Lighty again. Lighty on the interception. Breaks a tackle. Lighty's going to take it to the far side. Tyshawn Lighty makes a move there. He cuts it up. Tyshawn Lighty is to the 15 before he's thrown down at about the 13. Does that make Tyshawn Lighty the leading receiver for Warrensville?
I know he's a leading ground gainer.
Yeah. So with 3:45 to go, Titans are going to set up shop in the red zone. It looks to be the 13-yard line of Warrensville.
And guys, when you look at the replay here, what an amazing play. It was basically essentially a punt return. And
breaks a tackle there.
Puts down his hand to keep his balance.
Watch the stiff arm coming up.
Yeah, we passed that. I mean, and he's a jersey away from going in.
Yeah, him and Dower have some amazing stiff arms that we don't talk about on a weekly basis.
Just another sophomore. Justin Sturgill under center. Pitch to Dower. Dower bounces it out. Dower by the ankle is going to go, well, that's yards after contact, I guess. He only got about 3, but he was hit behind the line and kind of crow hopped there. I'll give him 3 down to the 11. Ball was at the 14 to begin with. So 2nd and 7 straight ahead. Is that Nelson? Followed Larson into the hole. He's inside the 5. 3rd and 1. Titans playing fast. Sturgill has him set to go. Under center. Snap. Nelson. No, it's Sturgill. Sturgill thrown to the ground. There was the first little bit of confusion on that option belly series. And it was because they took it away. So it's going to be a loss back to the 5. It's going to be 4th and 1. Now I would like Dalen's chances racing to the wide side here.
2 people to beat.
And 2 guys to block him. Turn straight ahead instead.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Nowhere. Turning it over on downs. Great job by the Warrensville defense. So they gave up 21 in the first. Well, really, they only gave up 14 in the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes. Since then, the Warrensville defense has solved some issues, and the Titans will come back out on defense with 2:28 to go in the half. Warrensville stuck back at the 5.
You know, I wrote down in my notes when I was watching Warrensville play, I said Lorain is not going to be able to make it up the middle. They're going to have to go wide. But then the first 2 plays of the game proved me wrong.
Right.
But now it's proving that's how they play. They bunch up that middle. You have to go wide on them to open up the middle again.
Now, last week in this situation, the Titans' defense scored. Byers calls him out, has him set. Got a tight end in there now for extra blocking. Switches the side of the setback. Gives, spinning off at the goal line. Breaking tackles to the 4. Now he's to the 10. Nice low tackle there. Mincy comes in.
And they had him and
That's
just
13.
couldn't hold him.
That's D'Angelo Bell. They had him for a 4-yard loss back at the 1, but he made a nice move to get out of it. And instead of a loss, it's a gain of 8. And 2nd and 2. And out of the shadow of your own goal line a little bit as the clock goes under 2 minutes.
It was a nice tackle, though. By
Yes.
Mincy.
Minute 52, first half. Snap back. Byers passing, slant into the middle. Cairo Smith makes a tackle, but first down yardage for Ronzell Clayton out to the 22. Nice pitch and catch there.
Guys, you're going to hear it here first. Calvin or Cairo is going to get a pick tonight. I can sense it down here.
Yeah.
They better ask Tyshawn if it's okay. Sort of a hurry up. Byers wants it again to the wide side, throws it underneath. Ball popped up in the air yet again. Who's on the play out there? 20-something.
That's 22, Curry.
Curry, yeah.
Curry, 22, okay. He's come on in the last couple of weeks to just another sophomore, Rick.
And, you know, that's something that Coach Hall and I were talking about before the game. He said he credits a lot of it to the JV program and how every week they could call on the JV squad to bring up a guy to step up.
Yep. And you know, something big for the Titan freshmen is they went to St. Ed's last night and walked out with a 14-13 win.
Sure did.
Straight back. Byers looks into traffic, has a man hit as he catches the ball by Curry again. Going to be a gain of about 6. Going to bring up 3rd and let's see where they spot it. Maybe we'll call it 7. 3rd and 3. Minute 10 in the clock running.
This is kind of that semi-prevent defense. They're giving that underneath it just so they don't go deep on them.
Yeah, you've got the 2 safeties, 17, 18 yards off
Playing
the ball.
like the Browns safeties anymore.
Byers. He's not going to get this one off. That's big Nate Melendez.
Yeah.
Number 3 just...
Best pass defense is that good rush that you hurry the quarterback and grab the quarterback.
And, guys, he's another player that's really, really come on. He was able to beat his man one-on-one, turn the corner there, coach, able to make that play. Check it out.
Okay, now Wyatt will come out, and McDowell coming in as it's going to be punt time for Warrensville. 25 seconds to go. Mincy is deep. The up man is Mr. Excitement, Tyshawn
Mr.
Lighty.
Yeah.
Now the clock's running. I don't think they're going to have to punt this. And Lorain's going to be content to take it in. Whistle. Now maybe Lorain's not going to be. Timeout Warrensville.
Ooh, why would they call timeout?
The only thing I can think of is that the clock was going to run out before the halftime clock and that they just saved the 5 yards. So Coach Wilt out. Of course, you know what? With 8 seconds to go, you could almost send your offense back out.
Yeah, and scramble around a little bit.
Guys, one thing I get a chance to appreciate is the teamwork done by Club TV 20, from the camera work here on the sidelines to the production, on the field. And one thing that's really nice is that they are not scared to, give up some of their duties. My son, Kellen Amador, got to hold the cords.
Wow.
So, Joe Bach, you might have a future TV 20 member.
We've got an intern.
Yeah, you got an intern, but I'm trying to get him with Coach Hall and Coach Wilt and get him on for Friday Night Lights.
Okay, that would be good, too.
Put that microphone in his hand, see if
but
you
know
can talk.
what? We have done some games during the week where we have had Isaiah McDowell up here and Marquintez Graham come up and do camera work and be on the air.
Nice.
So you can do both.
I think he might be a little too deep to catch the
Snap
punt.
Back. High punt. That's a good punt. He's in the right spot. Mincy ducks the first tackle, comes straight ahead. Mincy lost his grip at the 46-yard line. Clock runs out. We've played 2 at the George. Lorain 21, Warrensville nothing. We'll be back with the Lorain High Band in their homecoming halftime show after this timeout.
Hi, my name is Rafael Bruno. I am 17 years old and I just finished the 12th grade at Lorain High School. I was in the Lorain Automotive Career Tech Education Program. I just wanted to get my hands dirty and I got to do that a lot in automotive. I just fell in love with the program and I learned so much from working on cars. It made me feel good that I could do this for people. Also, I took welding and learned how to weld mufflers together. I learned that you need to adapt because you need to know what you are doing at all times. My instructor, Scott Krishenko, taught me that. He looks mean at first, but you find out really fast that he's nice. I want to thank him for all the opportunities that he gave me. Krishenko took time to connect me to the Tri-Seek advisor who helped me get to the program. It was a good experience. I know what I'm doing with my future and I'm doing it thanks to Lorain High's Automotive and Career Tech program.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you. I will be coming up on retirement, and the VA benefits will play a very important part in my life.
You may have earned valuable veterans benefits from your military service.
I decided that it was time to go to college and pursue my career.
I was able to buy this house.
Learn more about your eligibility, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
The VA benefits made a real difference in my life.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it hadn't been for my VA benefits.
Don't wait. Apply for your VA benefits today.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Back here at Lorain High's George Daniel Field, the Titans on top of Warrensville Heights on this homecoming evening, 21-0. Kicking off is Nolan. He dribbles it along where it's just fallen on by a Tiger at the 40. Great field position for Warrensville. Falling on the ball, number 82, Amon Cawthorn. No relation to our field announcer, Steve Cawthon.
You know, I don't know if this has been a plan based on the scouting report to not kick off deep, but last week he was kicking them down to the, to the end zone. But it probably is. I mean, maybe you're afraid of some of the return men.
Sure. Warrensville out, trying to get a read on the number of the quarterback. That looks to be a different
12.
Okay, give straight ahead, nowhere to go. Loss of about 3. Big stick there by Kelvin Torres and Cairo Smith. Number 12 is Javion Williams, who played wide receiver in the first half. Now that would make their third quarterback of the evening. They started with Dante Norris, number 7. He ran a number of quarterback draws and keeps very effectively. He got blasted on a interception from the blind side, and he disappeared. And then Devin Byers, but he had an ankle taped. So this is first pass is complete out to about the 44. That's Tyrell McQueen, 19. He's knocked out of bounds there by Curry. Dower out there as well. Let's call it to the 42. So he gets the loss back in a couple more. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Titans came out like a house of fire, scoring on their first 6 plays. They scored 2 touchdowns, and then they scored on defense, and it was 21-0 after about 8 minutes. And that, since then, it's been a back-and-forth game. The defenses have control. Snap back, looking long. Williams heaves a high one. Lighty is back there. It's picked off and down. That's Mincy, who high-pointed the ball like a punt.
Yeah.
And
no, if he would have kept his balance, we'd still be running.
Yeah. The only other guy that had a chance at that was Lighty.
Yeah.
And he's already got 2. So the third pick for the Titans puts them in business at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
Defense still has that shutout going through 2 quarters, guys. What's going on with some of those first half stats?
Tom, what do you got?
Well, I have Dalen, 15 carries for 170 yards.
That's
and he
not
got a
bad.
lot of those in his first couple.
It's 11 and a half.
And passing hasn't been as good. We had
this is carry number 16. Lighty breaks a couple tackles. He's got 7, maybe 8. Looks like 8. Oh, looks like 9, excuse me.
Justin Sturgill had 3 for 4, but all of a sudden he had some incompletes towards the end, so he was 3 for 8 for 46 yards. No TDs yet,
no.
And that's his forte, get that long TD pass in.
So they move the sticks, give him 10 on the carry, First and 10 for Lorain. Whistle, winding the clock. Sturgill under center. Turn, toss, sweep, Dower. This was a big play in the first half for them. He followed his blocker, Nelson, as far as he could and then tripped over him. So he gets about 4 out to the 38, where it's going to be 2nd and 6. Cross goes into the slot on the far side. Davion Dower, single receiver out here. Up top, that is Nolan on the hash marks out wide. Sturgill calls the play out, turns around, lets the backs know. Dower straight ahead on the stretch play. Across the 40 to the 41. Spotting it there. 3rd and
long 2.
A couple.
Yeah.
Titans playing fast now. Sturgill keeps it, wants to throw it. Sturgill had a man, he slipped down. It was Zion Cross, and he just lost his gription. It's going to bring up 4th and a couple. Decision time. Titans have yet to punt.
You know, last week I used the term riverboat gambler, and it looks like we're going to not punt,
right,
and make the whole field 4-down territory.
Well, when your defense is playing as well as it is, it's almost sometimes like playing with house money. Sturgill goes back in the gun. Nelson to his right, Dower to his left. He quick kicks. That's the other weapon that they have, and that was a bouncer. That bounces inside the 20. It's going to roll dead just inside the 20, where it's picked up by Davion Dower. And that's where Warrensville will start. That's the 3rd time they've used this year as a weapon.
Very smart call.
The first time it was at Garfield out of their own end zone on 3rd down.
Even sometimes that always catch somebody off guard. You know, this might have been during our field guy Rick's year. We called a quick kick on 3rd down, and Tommy Hicks was quarterback. He called timeout because he knew T. King must have made a mistake. It's only 3rd down, Coach. You remember that one, Rick?
You know what, Coach? I do. Because he kind of panicked because Terry Summers was our normal kicker, and he was like, what the heck they doing?
Yeah. Well, it kind of gives it away if you put the punter in to play quarterback.
But Tommy was just like myself. He's a Marine as well, so we're not the sharpest tools in the shed. You tell us what to do, we do. But Tommy just started using some of that intangible knowledge that he has and made a quick decision.
Yeah.
So Titans back on defense. Big Tone over the ball. Melendez and McCall are the ends. Linebackers 5 yards back. There's a give in the backfield. And you know what? It's almost not fair what Antonio White. It's a fumble. Big Tone comes out with the football.
Get out. Yeah.
I don't know how he did that. I mean, we're going to have to watch the replay on here. I was just about to say, it's not fair what he's doing to the middle of that offense. And we're going to get a look at it here. He's taken 3 guys. There it is. He blows up the gap. There's hitting the backfield, actually. And there's the football. And Tone he didn't take it away. He just happened to see it. It was, give Melendez credit for knocking the ball loose.
Someone else knocked it loose as he was going
Melendez.
down.
And the Titans are in business in the red zone at the 16. Now they got a turnover down here at the end of the first half, and we're unable to score. Turning it over on downs at the 5. Sturgill, pitch to Dower. Dower to the outside. Dower to the 10. There goes that shirt again. If Dalen Dower were wearing cotton, he'd have 4 touchdowns.
Looks like we got a flag on the play also.
This might be the horse collar. Oh, it's against Lorain. Going to be holding on Lorain. So let's see where they mark this off from.
That nullifies the run.
Well, no. If it's downfield, he'll get credit to the spot.
Was it downfield or was it on the line of scrimmage?
It was downfield. Looks like they're going to call that one on Lighty, guys.
Okay, it looks like it's going to go to the 10, so give Dower 6 on the carry, and then minus 10 should make it 1st and 14. Because the down repeats. So it should take it back to the 20, which it does. And the first down will remain. First and 14 from the 20. Dower gets 6 on the carry, minus 10 on the penalty. Sturgill, Nelson behind him. There's the option, end around. This is Zion cross. Zion to the outside. Zion's going to score. Zion cross to the house. 20 yards. Really well done by Justin Sturgill.
Wasn't that beautiful? Yeah, I thought it was an option coming all the way.
Really, really well done.
And he doesn't score if Davion Dower doesn't block his man.
Right. It was funny to look at the end of the play. So many people had bid on that Justin and Dalen were over on the 30-yard line, and everybody else was chasing from behind. So it's been a while, but with 8:41 to go in the third, Ohio's fastest human, 20 yards to the pylon.
That was his first carry, but it was first carry for 20 yards and a touchdown.
Blake Bartlemay, 3 for 3 on the day. At 27 we are. Snap back, kick up. That one line drives, and he pulled it. Or somebody got a piece of it. It was a lower kick.
Yeah.
So the Titans with 27. But you know what? I'm really pleased to see Coach sticking with it.
Kicking, yes.
Because it's going to come down to that at some point. And last week, I think the Titans were 2 of 4 on 2-point conversions. Or maybe it was 1 of 4 and they had a safety mixed in.
There was a safety that helped them.
So the trickeration pays off for Lorain, and the first points in the game since the first quarter make it Lorain 27, Warrensville nothing. Now, let's remind everyone of the rule. It's the 30-point rule, running clock. We're not there yet, but with the score at 27, you're always a play away.
Hey, guys, I had a quick question.
Yep.
Rumor in the city of Lorain was that tonight the mascot for the school was supposed to be unveiled. Did that get postponed?
I think they postponed that till next week.
We talked about that at halftime, and it was actually the AD's father that brought it up. And I did not have a response for him. I was at the pep rally for a while today, and it was actually supposed to be there, and it was not. So I'm guessing that there was a holdup with the mascot coming in on time. Not that they're keeping it secret, but more that production. That's a good kick by Nolan deep. He fooled them all. He's got it dead inside the 10 at the 9 where it's picked up the sideline. There was somebody out there that just did a great job maintaining his lane. That's number 13, Javon Manning. And he was just planted there, broke down like, okay, you're going to come this way, I'm going to get you. And he did right at the 30-yard line.
And Javon is a kid that he makes a lot of plays for the freshman team, and he's actually seen some action here on Friday nights. That game in Garfield, he got a baptism by fire when Dower went out, but he's definitely represented himself very well here.
So 27-0. Warrensville puts the ball in play at the 30-yard line. Javion Williams, the quarterback now. That is number 12. Receiver late getting on to give him 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side with no tight end. Snap back. Williams wants the long ball, throwing it against Zion. There's a push-off and an incompletion. Zion was in good shape, had outrun the pattern, and the ball fell incomplete.
That ball was about 45 yards in the air.
I was going to say, this quarterback does not look like there's a lot of finesse. This is, 4 steps back and give it a heave.
There's a difference between like passing and just throwing the ball. But with an arm like that, once he gets into the passing mode.
When you can see, if he does it, next time he does it, watch how the back shoulder dips and he's getting the whole thing in it. It looks like an old punt, pass, and kick throw. Dower walks up now, walks off. Chavis up at the line as the outside backer on the far side. He's coming. Quarterback bounces it to that side, out of bounds, going to lose a couple. He was forced wide, and then Kelvin Torres ran him down. Let's see where they spot him.
The side judge is also down with that one. Hopefully he gets up.
Okay.
He's up. He's good.
Good. The two things you worry about on those plays are the referees and then the chains, getting people caught in the chains. I mean, right now you see that the chains are 3 yards off the field. That's the Bubba Smith rule because it ruined his career back in the early 70s. Ripped up his knee. He was a Hall of Fame defensive end. 3rd and 10 for Warrensville. Snap back, couple of steps. Flag. There goes the back shoulder dip. Incomplete. Curry had great coverage right there on 43, Ronsell Clayton. We'll have to see what the flag is. I'm going to guess we had an ineligible man just because maybe the formation.
Yes, correct. That was right in front of me, guys. Illegal formation.
I'm going to guess that we decline that.
I would.
If we can.
Yeah, keep the sticks where they're at.
Decline, so that puts it on the ground at 4th and 10. Titans have yet to field a punt. Mincy is going to go deep. They had a real bad one in the first quarter going this way that they got a reprieve on a running into the kicker. And then the other two we have not been able to field in the air, and they've gotten benefit of the roll. Now it's Mincy deep at the 35 of Lorain. Tyshawn Lighty is at the 46 of Warrensville, kind of in a we're not going to let you complete a pass zone. Snap is back. Rush up the middle. McDowell came close. That one's going to go on the track, hit a cheerleader.
Yeah.
That's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to be lucky to get the first down with they're not going to get it. They're going to spot this at the 36-yard line, which makes it a 6-yard punt. Okay. The high snap, followed by a little bit of pressure, forced him to turn the hips a little bit, and the result was it sailed wide. So the Titans take over in great field position at the 36-yard line of Warrensville. Rayshawn Rogers at center. David Larson is the left guard. Myron Wilson is the left tackle. Also on the line, we have Yusuf Alzir at right guard and Gabriel Larsosa at right tackle. Sturgill fakes. There's the same play to Lighty. It's not going to... He gets away. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Tyshawn Lighty, 36 yards to the house.
They had him bottled up for about a 20-yard loss.
Oh, my gosh. He was back at the 50. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to see this on replay. I was ready to give up on the whistle for forward progress.
Wow.
And this is Mr. Excitement. Okay, they just ran this play with Zion, so you'd think that they might have figured it out. It was at the 48, and they're trying to steal the ball. And he pulls the football away, and when he cuts back, right here, he's gone. And he's even got an escort. Nolan.
Yeah. And Nolan just sets a little screen without a block. Perfect.
All Tyshawn does is score touchdowns.
And, guys, I got to tell you, I've covered people like Ross Douglas, who's played on Saturdays for Michigan. I've covered DeMario McCall. And Tyshawn Lighty can score from anywhere on the field. He is electric. He has to be one of the best players I've covered in my career of covering high school sports.
Yeah, he is Mr. Excitement. Bartlome, high snap, ball down, kick away. No, and he pulled it. So, Lorain 33, Warrensville nothing, and the running clock rule is in effect, Tom.
Yeah, now it is.
So, Mr. Amador, if you can find our friends, maybe we can get a little...
Yeah, I'm going to work my way over there to grab them now, guys.
Chat in.
Now, real quick, we got to continue to give love to this young man. Look at the effort. Yards after contact we talk about all the time. And his desire to get into the end zone is greater than their desire to tackle him. Look at that.
You know what? It's a 36-yard run with 48 yards after contact. Well, the Titans with a couple of third-quarter scores, and I'm sure Coach McFarland is glad to see the offense respond after not doing much. And truth be told, the two third-quarter scores have both been on the end around. First to cross the traditional way, bringing it from the far side of the field over on the fake option. And then this last one is pretty broken field run, as you'll see, reminding me of the old Greg Pruitt Cleveland Brown days.
Yes. Yeah.
Jermel Nolan will tee it up. When we get a break here, Rick Amador has 40% of a regional finalist's offensive line last year. Jermel Nolan, that one sails inside the 10, but it's low and returnable up the far sideline. Manning breaks down again, is right there and gets some help from behind. Elias Lopez, 82, makes the play along with Javon Manning. And Warrensville will start at the 35.
Guys, if real quick,
Go ahead.
If I could, I got Solomon Villarreal and Sly Worthy down here. Guys, what does it feel like to be back on homecoming night?
It feels great saying hi to everybody, just the energy is really good, saying hi to, old friends, keeping in touch with everybody. It feels really good being here.
Hold the mic.
As most people know, I love Lorain, so it's like a heartwarming feeling here. You come back and see everybody. I know most of the players, so come back and see them. I know a lot of people here, so it was welcoming.
Real quick, we'll go back into the action.
Cairo Smith just welcomed one of the Warrensville Tigers, Ronzel Clayton. He went over the middle into the slant zone, and Cairo arrived the same time as the ball. The ball flew about 5 yards, incomplete. Go ahead, guys.
Guys, and what does it feel like to know that, with your guys' state championship run last year, what does it feel like to come back and then, really springboard this program?
It feels amazing, the fact that we're here, we lived through it, and now we see other people, doing even better than what we did. It's good knowing that, it continues.
Like he said, it's kind of good to see how everybody's building off of what we did, and when I come back and I see people, I still try to contribute. I'm yell the loud as I can. I can't play no more. I'm going to yell the loud as I can to anything, because at the end of the day, we want to see a state championship in Lorain. So it's like we got to do what we got to do. We got to play our role.
Titans lined up off sides, cost them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Go ahead, fellas.
And, we often talk about, when you want to create change, it takes a village to make change. And, at the community getting behind the young men.
There's a nice wheel route pass completion down the sidelines. Warrensville makes a couple miss, but Savon Chavis cleans it up, but not before a 35-yard gain. And then a flag on the sidelines.
Real late.
And when we talk about creating that change, guys, what are some of the things that you guys have done to try to give back to not only program but to the community?
I try to keep in touch with as many players as possible. I try to tell them, stay on your grades, because that's where it all starts, really. At this level, the next level, anything. I really try to encourage them to do be the best people they can be.
And then, Sly, being at the Ohio State University, what is it like?
It's amazing knowing that when I graduate, I'm going to have a prestigious degree. So when I went in, I was actually going in for education, and I ended up changing to social work because I think I can impact a different way other than just teaching. I didn't know if that's what I really wanted to do. And I think social working would be great for me. I love people. So it's like social work is a really people-oriented major. So I think that would be great for me. I actually want to come back and be a social worker here.
Awesome. And Solomon, what are you going for?
Right now, international business.
And before we break this real quick impromptu interview, what is it like to see Shad having that success on Saturdays?
Oh, man.
As soon as he did it, I texted him I know you happy, bro. I know you happy.
I know the whole city was happy for him. The whole city.
Even it's just the other people that's in D2 colleges, like Eddie Williamson, Kenny Washington, even them people, when they do something good, I feel like it's a good reflection on Lorain. So
it's a great reflection on Lorain, guys, just as you are.
That shows how well bonded we are, how family oriented we are.
Well, guys, thank you for taking a few minutes to visit us here on TV 20. Continue setting the example for these young men, because it all starts with guys like you. Guys?
Two of Lorain's former young scholars.
All right, guys.
Young scholars at Ohio State this year, Solomon Villarreal and Sly Worthy. And Lorain is just as proud of you as anybody, guys. Way to work. after the sack by Nolan, it's 2nd and 15. Quarterback keeps. There's a helmet-to-helmet. Javion Williams lowers the shoulder into Cairo Smith down at the 41, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. While we were away, Jermel Nolan had a sack on Williams for a loss of 5, which set up the previous play. You know, I went and visited Eddie Williamson last week at John Carroll, and, you know, I'm glad that they mentioned his name because there's another guy that's just doing great things with his Lorain High School diploma. There's a quick out.
Oh.
Curry got there just as the football did, and McQueen was unable to hold it. It's going to bring up a 4th down. I'm sure with the clock running at 2:34 that it's 4-down territory for Warrensville.
You know, besides the interceptions by Leidy and Mincy, Curry is doing a great job in the secondary.
Coach, and I was just going to talk about that. Makai Curry, we are watching him since 2 weeks ago, just really emerging as a defensive back, taking coaching very, very well.
And what does it do? It allows you to move Mincy back to safety, giving Leidy and Dower a break back there. Over Mincy's head and complete. Just a well-thrown ball. And it's going to be complete inside the 10, so on 4th and 6, they complete the pass down 2. Let's see where they spot it.
You know, you mentioned that high point on his last interception. He tried to do the same thing this time, and it was just over his fingertips.
Some of the guys are breaking Mincy's chops over here on the sidelines because he didn't click his heels like he did the last interception. He did on that first one. They got Javon Manning. Javon Manning is in the game, guys, at safety.
Okay, yes, he is. 1st and goal for Warrensville. Quarterback keep. Williams straight ahead, stumbles down inside the 5. If the Titans want to keep the shutout alive, it's going to have to start doing some work down here close to the goal line. And they do. Here comes Malik McCall back in. He replaces 38, Michael Smith. Along the front, you've also got McDowell and Melendez across the front. Nolan is at one linebacker, Chavis the other. Those are the outside backers. 2nd and goal. He's going to keep it again, following the big fella. Good tackle there, just shy of the goal line. That's Kelvin Torres.
Torres met him right there at the line of scrimmage and took him down immediately.
Kelvin Torres is starting to earn number 51. And you've got to be our age to know what I mean by that. But there was once upon a time a guy by the name of Butkus that played middle linebacker in Chicago, and he was all that in a bag of chips. Warrensville's going to take time out with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. It's 3rd and 1 from the 1.
You know, from the outside looking in, you may not think this is a big goal line stand, but I'm telling you guys, every week there's opportunities for coaching, opportunities for learning, and this is a key position because it's going to come down where we're going to have to make a play and stop someone from getting into the end zone on 3rd and short.
And it may be against Bedford in a couple of weeks, it may be against Maple White next week, or it may be in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Where it wins a game for you.
I know how disappointed, I didn't say it to the kids, but I know that the defensive side of the ball was a little disappointed they didn't get the shutout last week, giving it up in the last minute following a turnover. So I know that every week Coach Grooms thinks shutout first.
Yeah.
And why it's not in the game, guys.
Right. I formation, quarterback keep.
I don't think he made it.
Oh, he fumbled.
Ball on the ground.
I think they're calling him down by contact.
Well, Curry's pointing. There's a helmet off on one of the interior linemen. If we get a look at this play, there was a mix-up as one of the linemen for Warrensville never even got in a stance.
That was right in front of me, man. That ball squirted out.
Yes, it did, and he was on top of a defensive player. And you know what? Nate Melendez is holding the football up in the air, and the defense is coming off the field. Is that because of a turnover
Are they
or
going to
because
give it
of
to
the
him?
end of the quarter?
And at a quarter, guys.
So we've played 3 at the George. Lorain 33, Warrensville nothing. Back with fourth quarter action after this timeout.
Hi, my name is Brandon Tolliver. I'm 16 years old and I am in the 10th grade at Lorain High School. I am a robotics student in Lorain High's Career Technical Education program. Robotics is part programming and part hands-on building. This program taught me how to use a very specific skill set. You get to use a power saw, drill bits, and a CNC machine. You get to use and do stuff that you can't do or use at home. After I started the program, I knew I made the right decision. I really like working with my hands. I like to see myself as an inventor. We program quite a bit of code. Programming codes is basically creating memory thoughts for a robot. You can make your robot do all kinds of things like fold clothes, walk, or even throw frisbees. I learned all of this in Mr. Bogan's class. There are teachers who just read. Then there are teachers who go out of their way to make learning fun. After my truly great experience in the robotics program, I now know what I want to do in my life, and I'm doing it thanks to Lorain High's Robotics Career Tech program.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Back here, start of the fourth quarter. It's 4th and goal from the 1. And when I say 1, I mean just outside the goal line. There's movement in the backfield, no call. If ever, sneaking into the end zone for the score is Javion Williams with 11:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Now the tailback moved 2 counts ahead of the quarterback.
Sometimes when you're leading by 33, the referees
I was going to. That's what I meant by the if ever.
Yeah,
there was. Okay, yeah. It's not going to matter. Unless you know Bill Grooms. So now the clock is stopped. This is a dead ball, so the clock is stopped on the extra point try. Tyshawn Lighty comes in for Curry. From the 3. One of the things that we talked about was Warrensville wanting to run outside. We just saw why. It took them 3 power plays from the 1 to get in the end zone. Of course, it's their third quarterback. Motion now. Now he comes back out to the near side. Looking that way, wants to throw on the slant. Lighty has it.
Can't call that an interception, though, but that would have been his third.
Well, yeah, Tyshawn Lighty reaffirming the fact that he is Warrensville's leading receiver on the day. Picks off the conversion pass. And we're at 33-6 with 11:55 to go. Now, the other thing that does is there's no more running clock.
We're back to normal game again.
So what that does is gives the Titans a chance to get some of the younger guys more reps.
I always like that, very much so. That was always our argument years ago about the reason why no one liked the running clock.
Right. I think it's a little too short at 30. You just missed the movement. You can see the tail end of the tailback coming up out of his stance and taking a step forward. And then Lighty's pickoff on the conversion. He came on the field specifically for that play, replacing Curry. Now Lighty and Cross will go deep.
Before this kickoff, this might be a good time to thank Manny's Mobile Catering for yesterday's meal that fed the team and is sponsored by Janet Garcia. Thanks for that. And, that Thursday get-together is not only for the food itself, but the bonding that you get on the Thursday night meal.
Yeah, there's nothing like breaking bread and a little fellowship, getting to meet your fellow man. It's a great experience overall, Coach.
One of the other things that I know that they've been doing at these Thursday night meetings, get-togethers, is they've been making some of these guys that are cramp-prone, and you're going to drink that bottle of water while you're sitting there. You're not getting food.
Great idea. So thanks again to Jana Garcia and Manny's Mobile Catering.
I know that the players and coaches appreciate it greatly. Spotting the ball is Ronzell Clayton, 43. He opened the game with a kick. Since then, we've seen him at wide receiver. We've played 5 seconds of the fourth quarter. Warrensville on the board. Approach, ball away to the second level, bounces through. Lighty goes to the turf, now picks it up. Tyshawn wants to come this way. He's got Dower there to block for him. Tyshawn bounces off one, but he only gets out to about the 20-yard line. And you know what? I would never tell that kid be happy after what we just saw the last time he touched the football. You know, just take a knee and, you know, be appreciative of what you got. No, that's a game breaker right there.
And, guys, you talk about touching the football. Tayshawn Lighty, Dalen Dower, Savon Chavis, those young men have been touching the ball since they were probably 8 to 10 years old. And one of the things that we credit a lot of that success that we're seeing here on Friday nights is that Pee Wee football. And tonight we're joined by the Lorain Junior Titans and also joined by the Lorain Raptors, 2 Pee Wee football leagues in the city of Lorain that have been able to produce the likes of Tayshawn Lighty and Dalen Dower.
Very good, Rick. Justin Sturgill has him over the ball at the 20. He is in the fully loaded gun. Runs the option and keeps it. Slides inside tackle for a couple. Now, Justin's had some big running games. This is not it. I think that's only his second carry, isn't it, Tom?
Third. That's his third
carry?
Yeah.
Okay, he's out for about 3.
But I don't think any of them were the true options that he's been doing so well on the last couple games.
Okay, that's not a flag. That was a towel on the ground, a Warrensville yellow towel on the ground. So we'll spot it for a gain of 2 at the 22 and go from there, 2nd and 8. Whoops. Dower just lost his balance in the backfield. It's going to cost the Titans 5 on the procedure. They're going to mark it back to the 17. It's going to be 2nd and 13. They wind the clock yet again with 11:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Lorain on top, 33-6. Now that's Nelson back there with Sturgill. They've snuck Dalen out on the slot on the near side. They like to flip it out to him in the air from this spot. He runs the out pattern. Sturgill breaks a tackle in the backfield. He comes ahead. Justin Sturgill with a big game. There's a I saw a piece of confetti in the air behind me. I thought it was a flag. But Justin Sturgill brings it out near the 50 from the 18 to the 48. Give him 30.
That adds up quickly.
So we just had talked about how Justin hadn't run the ball much. And only his 4th carry, but
40 with 40 yards now.
No,
those
30s do wonders for your average. First and 10, Lorain at the 48-yard line.
I think he's looking at the bubble screen on either side. If it's open, he'll call it.
Well, he's got Dower behind Nolan over here, and that's the way he looks. He fakes it. Now he throws it and just kind of threw it into, I think what they wanted was the pump and go to Dower. And that was, well flushed out by Warrensville.
And I think Dower was covered on that.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So Nolan going across the middle might have been open. I don't know if Justin's seen that or just put the ball in there.
Nolan got tied up in the fake block there and never got loose of his man.
Yeah, and the guy came unblocked. It was in Justin's face.
Second time he's been able to wiggle underneath. Toss the other way. This is Dower. Dower cuts it back. Dower cuts it back into a pile for no gain. So 3rd and 10 for Lorain with 9:54 to go. That's the first time Dalen has cut that play up inside of the blocking tonight, and just wasn't there that time.
A lot of times that works when you start
Right.
heading south immediately, but not this time against that defensive line because they're boxed up too tight for him.
3rd and 10, Lorain at the 48. Turn, fake the give. Sturgill rolls. Sturgill throws. Sturgill throws too wide for Nelson. They wanted the same play they completed earlier in the game with Tyshawn running the fake and then popping through the line and flaring out to the roll side. Justin, I think, had more time that time than he realized.
Didn't have to hurry it at all.
Right.
Yeah, real safe pass play where you fake that ball to the fullback, roll out. He's wide open in the flat. Yeah, just wasn't able to complete that pass.
4th and 10. Let's see if Coach Mack can get somebody out in space here. Sturgill going to quick kick it again, but 4th down. That's going to be caught, fielded at the 25, tackled by Nolan right there. So a very effective play, a 27-yard punt.
Yeah, I don't think the quick kick fooled anybody because they had so many back
they
to
had
recover.
a safety dropping back. Let's see where they spot it. They spotted at the 23, so give him 29 yards on the punt. And Warrensville takes over with 9:12 to go in the ball game.
Manning's back on the field.
Late to get on at safety, but they are 22 yards off the ball, 18 yards off. Straight back is Williams. This is the long bomber, though. That one's in the air quite a while. Curry decided for the run through there. Mackay looking for the points because he'd have scored if the ball had been lower. And, not to belabor the point, but Warrensville down to their 3rd passer of the evening. And this one appears to have the strongest arm.
Oh, he does.
It's
he does
also been in the air the farthest in terms of distance, giving your guys a chance to make a play.
Because he puts a lot of air underneath it.
So it's 2nd and 10, clock stop, 9:05. Williams makes some paddling notions, and the skilled people come in to find out what's what. They send it back out wide. They tell him it's not important for Tyrell McQueen to know what the play is. Drops back and looks the other way. See, he wasn't lying. Ball off the hands of the receiver. That was 13, D'Angelo Bell, and he had a couple of blockers out there in front of him. But, again, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
See, that's where a case where he could have put a nice soft touch on it, be much better than just rifling it over there. Is this kid we don't have years on this kid. I just wonder if he's a sophomore.
But, Tom, truthfully, how much rep do your 3rd quarterback get in practice? Straight back, Williams sends it into the slot, and incomplete there. Mincy made a break, and I think a receiver might have heard footsteps.
That's what happens when you go over the middle.
Yes.
A lot of receivers just don't like that kind of contact coming across their linebackers area.
So that possession took all of about 15 seconds, and Warrensville's going to punt. Mincy is back near the 48-yard line of Lorain. Time, let's see, marked ready for play. It's Manning in the up back position. They've got their regular defense on the field because 33-6, you don't need points. You just need to keep them from getting any. One step kick away, end over end boot. Going to come down to Mincy at the 39 to the far side. Gets a block by Nolan. Nolan made a heck of a block. Mincy makes a move on the sideline, cuts it back.
He'll go all the way.
Dakota Mincy to the house.
I was looking for flags, and I don't see any.
He got a heck of a block by 23 Jermel Nolan.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it does feed off itself, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Here's the replay. He catches it at the 39 and goes 61 on the punt return. And there's a nice cut. Just got a little standing block there, but I think that might have been Zion.
Well, he needs a screen there.
Yeah. Okay, now the Titans go from 11 to 10 to 12 and finally call timeout.
And, you know, when he cut that ball back, what wasn't picked up on the camera was some pancake blocks that were going on away from the play so he could cut back.
Yes, you are correct. What the Titans have done a great job of all year on those plays is converting from defense or from, you know, to offense without making those. Now, they have had a couple of blocks. I think I can remember a kickoff return called back for a touchdown and one of Leidy's punt returns that got called back. But they have, for the most part, done a great job converting from defense to offense and getting a block in.
And
Rick, you got a special guest down there?
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and grab the homecoming queen. If you give me a few minutes.
Don't grab her, just talk to her.
Okay.
She's coming back with her crown. Is that?
That is correct, guys. So if you give me a few minutes, she just says if she's going to be on TV, she needs to be all dolled up.
Okay. So we wait. Blake Bartlemay, 15, set to attempt the extra point. 3 out of 5. That one had no chance. Somebody got a hand on that one. And so we are 39 to 6.
And guys,
go ahead, Rick.
I have homecoming queen Angelica Jelly Patterson. Jelly, how does it feel to be named homecoming queen?
Honestly, I feel like it's an honor because I do attend the early college high school program, and I feel like I was very not motivated to run or any of that, and I was nervous because I didn't think a lot of people knew me, and I risked it and went, and I won, and I'm so surprised. I was so shocked, and I hope that motivates other early college kids to come and vote and run for homecoming queen because it is possible to win.
Now, one thing a lot of people may not know about you is you're the starting libero for the volleyball program. How have you guys progressed this year?
We progressed as a team. Mentally, we progressed. We were there as a team. We had the skill, but we didn't know how to work together. By the end of the season, by now, we're together. We're working together. We're like a team, like a family.
And when's your next game?
Our next game is actually Tuesday, so come out and support. And our tournament is coming up at the end of October.
Guys, not only is she an early college student, she's also an amazing volleyball player, and she looks adorable in her crown tonight. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Congratulations to Angelica Patterson from all of Club TV 20 and the rest of us up here in the booth as well. She's a nice young lady. She was a student of mine my last year of teaching. And she was in 7th grade.
Then she's moved out to the college for early college,
yes.
I heard.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Skidding down inside the 10 to the 6. The kickoff is picked up. Brought back to the near side. Return is out to about the 35. Dylan Blakely, 37, on the tackle.
Guys, this is the point of the game where you might see some jerseys that we're not familiar with getting snuck in there.
Well, not that many so far. I still see Smith and Torres out at middle linebacker. Melendez, McCall, and now McCall comes out, and into the game is 38 Michael Smith at defensive end. Chavis is there's the near side backer. Mincy working his way to the sidelines. We may have 12 on the field. I'm not sure. Straight back Williams wants to heave it long. That's his thing. Curry is out there with the receiver. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I don't think that was a pass interference. I think he just ran stride for stride with him.
And what we can't see is whether or not he pushed him to the sideline.
I know he has his hand up in disgust. Like, what did I do?
Yeah. Now, this is a high school rule, so it's only going to be 15. So,
from my angle, it looked like just an athlete that just didn't give himself enough room on that sideline. And Makai Curry did a great job just running stride for stride from him. You look at the replay.
You know, Makai's a young guy, and what he's going to learn on this is if I look back, I can do a lot more than if I don't. And he never looked back here for the football. That would be the one thing I would say, you know, if it was a coaching point.
Because I think NFL rule is as face guarding.
Right.
But I don't think that's a high school rule.
It's not in the books that way, but it's in the referee's head.
Yes.
So 1st and 10 at the 50 after the 15-yard interference penalty. Williams has him to the line. Snap back. Whistles. Procedure on Warrensville came from the side judge on the far side just as the ball was snapped. Somebody got caught moving a tick early, and it may very well have been that receiver out there.
I do like the way the clock operator is working this on this Friday night. The clock continues to run.
Yeah, and as it should on a running clock. We are down to 6:35 already, and 39-6. We left running clock, and then we came back to it once it went over 30 again. Once it went at least 30 again.
This is the second week in a row because they had the running clock against Cleveland Heights last week.
Straight back Williams. There's a flag down again. There's a quarterback down. Nate Melendez has had a heck of a football game for Lorain High. He's there on the sack yet again for a loss of about 7, depending on the penalty.
Guys, this is like the coming out party for Nate Melendez. I've seen the potential week in and week out from his position. Him and Malik McCall, they have the build, and this might be the game where he's like, hey, I'm owning this part of it.
No flag as it's waved off, so this play stands, loss of 6. And I'm guessing what it was there were 2 receivers that covered each other up out here. The slot man was up on the line, and so was the wide receiver. And you can't have an ineligible man downfield until the ball's in the air.
Right, exactly. You should have held that flag because it was a running play, actually. But I see Graham's in there now.
Marquintez Graham, 42, in the lineup at replacing Chavis at outside backer on the near side.
And 82 at Mike.
Okay. There's a floating pass there. Caught. Breaking a couple tackles, getting back the sack yardage to the 45, where it's going to be 3rd and 15. Some of the young guys in. Melendez coming out now. Malik McCall going to come back in and replace him. Michael Smith, 38, is on the defensive line. Nolan is at linebacker on the far side. 82, Elias Lopez is one of the middle backers along with Cairo Smith. Up the field. Tip. Now there, you know what?
Yeah.
Tom, we have talked all year about the linebacker drops, and Cairo Smith was 15 yards downfield and got a hand on that ball.
Got the hand on the ball. Exactly right.
Now, it's a little easier to drop when you're up 33 points and you know that they're going to pass. 28, Jeffrey Wardlow, a freshman, into the ball game, replacing Cairo. Jeffrey Wardlow, if you'll get a look at him, number 28, he doesn't have a number on the side of his helmet, but he has a paint chip from an opposing helmet that's as big as half of it. It looks like a logo almost.
Yeah, it looks like a panther or something from here. I mean, the thing is huge.
Years ago, that was always a
badge of honor, wasn't it?
Badge of honor, and your helmet was all beat up and scarred.
Yes, sir.
And you could look and see the different colors.
Yeah. No more.
Whistles, flag. Delay a game. So that'll move it back 5 yards and make it 4th and 20. This is only for our crew because it'll be over by the time you see it, but the Indians have a man on second and 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th of an 8-8 game, playoff game with the Yankees, for those of you who are giving your time to TV 20 tonight.
I think they're waiting for us to get off the air so we can watch the end.
Yeah, I think no one's covering the slot man, though.
Right.
See, but they're
Stepping
going deep.
up is Williams. They need 20 yards. So that's out there.
Now, that was a great defensive play right there.
That was great closing speed by Makai Curry.
And he got his hand up there and knocked the ball away, yes.
He played the ball that time.
Yeah, Curry's really come on since 2 weeks ago, guys.
So with 3:35 to go, the clock stops for the change of possession as the Titans hold. And there you see Curry, and he just able to get a hand on it. Manning out there as well, 13. So the Titans will put the ball in play at the 40-yard line of Warrensville, and we'll see who comes out. It looks like I see 5, Jordan Jackson. Is he coming out as the quarterback? He's played some wide receiver in the packages this evening. Caesar Jeter out there in the slot inside of Elias Lopez. Nolan is still over here. Jackson is the quarterback. I can't tell if that's Chavis next to him or not.
It is.
Direct snap. Yes. I don't know if it was intended that way. But Chavis caught the snap and just plowed straight ahead for some yardage.
And guys, I don't know if you could tell, but the starting offensive line is still in the game.
Yes, I can. Play call coming in from Adrian Mills, 26. Adrian got a touchdown in a situation like this in one of the early games this year. I'm thinking it might have been the JFK game.
I don't remember, but I think you're right there, yes.
Fully loaded gun for Jackson. A couple of steps back. He wants to throw. He heaves a long one. Jermel Nolan is out there.
That
just a
wasn't
little bit
throw,
overthrow.
Just he ran that little skinny post. If he got angled a little bit more towards the middle, that was right on target.
Or a little bit of air under it where he could run under it. 3rd and 8 now.
I like this move, how Coach Mack is just taking players out individually. You got Vinny Della Paula checking in for MJ Nolan.
Okay, and Chavis comes off. .25, Vinny Della Pola comes out here wide. Jeter in the slot. Lopez to the far side. Jackson, this is Wardlow, the freshman, and they love this kid. He's down close to the 35. Give him the 36 for a couple. Jeffrey Wardlow will be a varsity starter next year, I believe. There you got a good look at the mark on his helmet. 4th and 7 with 1:15 to go. That's Mills, and that's not going to go very far, although the pile, there's a flag. Now, unfortunately, what that does is stops the clock with 1:09 to go. See some of the defensive guys wandering out. Face mask, Lorain. Interesting. So we don't know in the scrum there what happened, but we do know this. If they take the penalty, Lorain will have the ball for one last play, and if they decline it, Warrensville will have the ball. 1:09 to go. As soon as they spot it, they'll start running. The offense comes out now. And, one of the things, the offensive line, you remarked, Rick, that the offensive starting line was in there. Well, you like to give the young skill guys a chance to make plays against their number one defense, which was primarily still on the field. Now, Warrensville looks like they have a little bit of a numbers issue looking at their sideline. and the number of guys that have played both ways.
Yeah.
So they will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line with 1:09 to go.
We're a little short on players out there.
Yeah,
so.
we've got about 8. Now here comes Cross. Now here comes Davion Dower. Now here comes McCall. We're going to have about 10. Handoff coming this way. They ran into where our guys were because it's Marquintez Graham comes up and makes a play for a loss. And we were fortunate they decided to come short side. So loss at 2.
Yeah, this is always a confusing part of the game when, you're trying to make substitutions rather than just blanket substitutions.
I think what they were doing was looking for anybody that had a helmet on there. We were so short. Now we've got 11. That's the Devontae. There's the fake and the keep from behind. A play is made. Who is that? That looks like it's 38, Michael Smith Jr. for a gain of 1, and I think that might do it. 14 seconds, and the clock is ticking. And Warrensville showing no indication of wanting to snap a play. The Titans defense comes off. So 39-6, the Titans move to 6-1 on the season. And when I say inexorably moving toward a Week 9 showdown at Bedford, that's what's happening.
Exactly, yes.
Is that's going to be the game that decides the LEL and
massive amount of computer points.
I mean, the team that wins that game is going to have a home playoff game.
Yes.
That's for certain. Titans were 6th this week in the playoff. Well, we've got a moment as the teams shake hands. I'd like to thank Club TV 20 members Alexis Sexton, Christian Rivera, Deasia Witten, Harley McQuaid. Happy birthday, Harley. Ian Martinez, Isabel Sanchez, Jaden Morales, Mr. Do-It-All, Sam DeAndrea, Thomas Milam. And with Cheryl Herder and Terry Trout and Joe Bach and all of the good things they do to make us look as good as possible, Tom.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're going to go. Jaden's got us a highlights package here. We're going to take a run through the scoring as we wrap things up. And it started quick. Here we go. In the first quarter, second play from scrimmage. Justin Sturgill, Dalen Dower, and that's just a little jog. 29 yards straight up the middle. Blake Bartlome out of the hold of Jamel Nolan, puts it up and puts it through. And then 5 minutes later, it's Dower on the toss, and this is just a little jog to the pylon, tripped over the 2-yard line, but from 13 yards he ran it in. At that point, Dalen was having himself quite a night. There's the second extra point from Bartlome that was good. Warrensville on defense, there's the big hit on their starting quarterback. Tyshawn Lighty picks it up and brings it 79 yards to the north end zone, stopping for a moment with fellow sophomore Savon Chavis at the 5-yard line. Here's the third extra point, and just like that, after 7.5 minutes, the Titans led 21-0, and you thought, boy, this is going to go, but then nothing until the third quarter, and on the reverse, it's Zion Cross catching the pitch from Justin Sturgill, bringing it in. And this one is the same play, only with Tyshawn Lighty, and he looks to be thrown for a 13-yard loss, gets away, going to pick up some friends here along the way, break a tackle there, and Tyshawn Lighty, Mr. Excitement, takes it 36, but really about 90.
All told, yes.
In. Here's Warrensville's touchdown, and it was tough sledding there. Quarterback sneak takes it in from the 1 with 7:48. That turned it from 33-0 to 33-6, which took away the running clock. And then here's the last one, and it's the punt return, and it's Mincy. Fields the punt, gets a couple of blocks right here. Cairo Smith with a big one. Chavis bumped one off. Zion screens somebody off. And Dakota Mincy goes 61 yards to the house. So if you could put together the perfect offensive game plan, it's let's score on offense, let's score on defense, let's score on special teams. And that's what the Titans did tonight as they put 39 on the board, which will help the number 2 scoring average in Lorain County. Well, Tom, it seems like we've been at George Daniel forever. Next week is the final home game.
Exactly, because they have a lot of home games this year, 7 out of the first 8.
And it's senior night next week. The Maple Heights Mustangs will come in. Not sure what they have done this week, but looks like Mr. Amador has a couple of Titans down there on the field that he'd like to talk to. Rick, go ahead.
Guys, I sure do. I have some of the players of the game tonight, Tyshawn Leidy and Nate Melendez. Tyshawn, let's talk about that unbelievable play you made where everybody in the stadium thought you were down and out. Walk us through that play.
Well, the dude was going for my legs, and I guess he thought I was down, so he stopped. And the other dude was trying to strip the ball from me, but I was holding it too tight, so he slipped off, and I slipped under him and just gone.
So what you're telling me is all those hours in the weight room are really paying off.
Yeah, they paying off good.
Now, Tyshawn, one of the things that really makes it easy for us to cover for you is that every time you touch the ball, you seem to score. Let's get some of your thoughts on that.
I mean, my coaches help me, though. They be helping me in practice, telling me I got to make plays before the games. He be telling me you got to make plays when you get the ball. You only got so many opportunities, so I just think, like, when I get the ball, I got to score. I got to make plays. That's what I be thinking.
We always say your desire to score is greater than their desire to bring you down. Great job, young man. Nate, what a coming out party tonight for you. 2 sacks tonight. You were in the backfield all night. Let's talk about why you were so successful.
I just wanted to come out and do my best because I know in other games I was too quiet on the field. I just wanted to make a name for myself, and I think I'm going to keep continuing that.
Now, we see that every week, week in and week out, you're doing your job, you're doing your 111th. How easy is your job when you have a guy like Antonio Wyatt and then Isaiah McDowell next to you?
Oh, it's very easy. They open up a lot of holes, a lot of opportunities to get in the backfield, and they help us out a lot.
Last thing, Nate, before I let you go enjoy this win, Coach Grooms, score today was 39-6. How do you think he's going to react by you guys not getting that shutout?
He's going to say we got to keep working. He's going to yell a lot.
Nate, great job tonight. Enjoy this win. Enjoy homecoming. Be safe, young man. Guys.
Great job, Rick. Thank you for all you've done for us down on the field tonight. Good work. And, Tom, final thought?
You know, this is what we expected. I mean, this game wasn't so we expected exactly what we got. We're going to expect the same kind of things against Maple, and then the showdown will come.
Well, the good thing about this win tonight is we beat a team that was 4-2 coming in, so we're going to get some second-level points off of their good start as well. And, you know, you'll know when you see this, but Elyria was right there against Brunswick, which would also help the Titans at this point.
Immensely, because Brunswick is coming up behind Lorain, and we'll get second level from Elyria. So that is a very important game for us.
So until next Friday here at George Daniel, for Joe Bach and Terry Trout and Club TV 20, for Rick Amador down on the field, for my partner Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson. Have a good night, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.